Regulator-Ready English for ODD. Phrase prevalence estimates clearly. Words matter when reporting prevalence of oppositional defiant disorder, ODD, because regulators and clinicians expect language that is precise, cautious, and defensible. Regulators may use your wording to make policy or funding decisions, while clinicians rely on it to inform diagnosis and treatment. A single ambiguous phrase can change interpretation. Small changes in wording, like saying likely versus definitively, can alter legal or clinical consequences. Our goal is to communicate with clarity, reproducibility, and defensibility. That means stating exactly what we measured, how we measured it, and what the limits of those measurements are so others can reproduce and rely on the findings. Start by specifying the exact population you sampled. Age ranges, the setting, school, clinic, community, dates of data collection, and any inclusion criteria. Next, state the diagnostic criteria or assessment tool you used. For example, a structured clinical interview, a validated questionnaire, or chart review, and note which version or cutoffs applied. Finally, clarify whose report counts. Was the diagnosis based on self-report, parent report, teacher report, or clinician assessment? Each source yields different prevalence patterns, so spelling this out helps readers interpret and compare your results. Be explicit about the numerator, the number of clearly defined cases that meet your stated diagnostic criteria. Describe how each case was confirmed and any adjudication process. Define the denominator as the total eligible population or sampled group from which cases were drawn. This could be all students in a school, all patients seen in a clinic during specified dates, or a probability sample of the community. Report any exclusions, e.g., ineligible ages, incomplete assessments, and how you handled missing data, because these decisions directly affect the calculated prevalence. Present prevalence as a point estimate accompanied by a measure of uncertainty, such as a 95% confidence interval or an appropriate range. This communicates the precision of your estimate and acknowledges sampling variability. Avoid absolute language like exactly or definitively, which overstates certainty. Also state the statistical method used to calculate the interval, whether you used a binomial exact method, a normal approximation, or bootstrapping, so readers understand assumptions and robustness of the reported uncertainty. Explicitly acknowledge study design limitations that affect interpretation. Cross-sectional designs limit causal inference. Convenience samples may introduce selection bias, and low response rates can skew estimates. Compare your findings to other studies and note plausible explanations for differences. Different age ranges, diagnostic criteria, or assessment sources can change prevalence. Recommend cautious interpretation for policy decisions. Suggest additional data, replication, or triangulation before large-scale actions. Clear, balanced language about limitations builds credibility and prevents overreach in how results are used. Use concise, regulator-ready templates to make reporting consistent and clear. For example, among population, %N equals 95% CI low-high met criteria. Another useful template. Estimates exclude participants with reason, missing data handled by method, and to note generalizability. Findings may not generalize to other populations. These templates force you to include key details: population, numerators, uncertainty, exclusions, and limits, and produce language that regulators and clinicians can quickly interpret and evaluate. Before you release prevalence figures, run through a short checklist. Confirm you've clearly defined the population, the case definition, and how you calculated numerators and denominators. Ensure your report includes uncertainty measures, the statistical methods used, any exclusions, and how you handled missing data. Use neutral, non-hyperbolic wording, and apply the Regulator-Ready templates to standardized statements. Finally, add a brief limitation section so readers understand context. This checklist helps prevent misinterpretation and supports defensible reporting. The main rule when reporting ODD prevalence is: be clear about who, what, when, and how you measured it. Report numbers with transparent uncertainty, and state the statistical methods used so others can assess precision. Prefer clarity and reproducibility over overstated certainty. Use regulator-ready sentence templates and make limitations explicit. Clear, cautious reporting won't eliminate all ambiguity, but it ensures your findings are interpretable, defensible, and useful for clinicians, regulators, and policymakers making informed decisions.